going up on a Tuesday. Got your girl in the cut and she Tuesday. Club going up on a Tuesday.
Good evening. Welcome to WLVS Radio. You're tuned into the open bar.
Salute.
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 All right,
Am I
Jacob.
right?
On a Tuesday.
I did not have anything to drink
sound
today.
right.
That's probably why I feel. I have not been sober in years. So I feel kind of
This
crazy.
is Confessions of an Alcoholic.
I'm not an alcoholic. I get up every
You
morning.
still don't feel right, huh?
I
Even
just
though
don't
you're
feel
sober.
right sober. No, I'm just kidding.
I
know what it
understand
is.
because sometimes I just come to the conclusion that I absolutely need coffee or some type of caffeine.
We talking about alcohol, man, and you
It's
take it
okay.
to the caffeine.
But those are
I'm
real
just saying,
addictions, though. You know,
it's what it's called.
Starbucks really got they're the biggest hustlers out there.
That's true. But let me tell you how my issue is the fact that I have not had ground beef or red meat in like ages. True story. But today I did, unfortunately. I came home and not eat anything at all today. And
See,
gotta
that was
stop doing
anticlimactic, right?
so my
gotta stop doing that.
my chef, my stepdad, he made
Your personal chef.
my personal chef, he made hamburgers today, and I was really hungry, so I ate one. And it like took all my energy. So now that made me realize I don't want red meat or anything ever again.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel sick.
for
I honestly feel like different.
It's probably
You
was the bread,
feel
man.
The bread was good. I eat bread.
And you ate some sugar too. You must have ate some sugar too, right?
You
No, I ain't
feel
no sugar.
different.
I just feel it's the meat.
It's
You
just
said
the
the meat.
meat.
It's the meat.
Pause. We're just gonna pause on all that. Everything.
You was eating the meat,
pause
huh?
everything.
As we
Is
talk
something
about
you wanna
this
tell us,
Passover,
Ron?
as we talk about this Passover weekend.
Oh, don't try to bring
Holy
Passover
Week.
in now.
Don't try to make a Holy Week.
Hallelujah!
Don't try to make a Holy Week now.
Something you
Passover
wanna
is
tell
not
us, Ron?
hasn't even happened yet. What are you talking about?
We got Good Friday coming up. I'm
It's
getting.
Coming up, so that's when Passover starts.
Oh, you don't go to church. Okay.
No, you don't.
I said
Paul
week.
Summer.
I said week.
Palm Sunday was Sunday,
I know, I got my
not
Palm.
Passover weekend.
All this is Passover.
No, it's
Passover
not.
week. This is Passover week. This is when
It's
it all
Holy Week.
started.
It's Holy Week, but it's
Same
not
thing,
Passover.
Passover week.
Pass me by, oh gentle sick. No, let me stop. I ain't gonna get to it.
Oh man, you
Anyway.
definitely been sick before you got here.
Passover,
coat
you
wraps
got
in
it.
here.
Passover. Anyway, what's today's date?
327.
Did you play the number today? Don't say you
I did
didn't
not
play
pay
the number.
327. I'll play it the next day when y'all tell me the date. Because I try not to know the
No,
date.
We're
till I
not.
come
We're not
here.
doing this with you every week.
Well, watch it come out. But did y'all see that? The Mega Millions up to $458
No,
million.
somebody-
But who won the Powerball?
Somebody won a Powerball or something like that.
How does
The
this thing
Powerball,
work?
but the Mega Millions up to $400.
But
Oh,
the
is it?
Powerball was up to 400 and something.
Okay,
No.
it's down to 40-something
It
million
was up to
now,
50
but-
million, right? And somebody won it. It's
Well-
right down to 40.
Well,
No, it starts at 40 all the time, but I was at 400 or 500 million.
oh, wow.
Was it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. It's still there for me to win. So I'm looking forward to me not working ever again starting Monday because I'm going to play this week.
So like Mega Million starts at 10 million, but Powerball starts at 40 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I don't really play it.
You don't play it?
No.
So shout out to the
So
Wizards.
you're not really trying to make no money for your church then, huh?
Hey, is that what we got to do?
You're not trying to be Creflo Dollar over here, huh?
Hey,
Pastor, when that money get the church 10%, he ain't going to give
hey,
up.
I'm gonna. Hey, if I get
So
it,
leave
everybody
you
gonna,
behind.
everybody gonna be good.
You want to shout out the Wizards?
I had to shout the Wizards out. They literally just won. I literally just got an update that the Wizards.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
116 to 106
Tonight,
against
yes.
the San Antonio Spurs.
Wow, there was so much going on this week. And shout out to DC is doing some big things. Of course, we're going
A
to
lot
talk
of great
about
things happening.
we're going to talk about the whole the gun violence march that took place this weekend when we come back with our special guest, Ms. Tyrese McAllister. And
And I love the
one of our
husband. I love the husband, Anthony.
regulars.
McAllister.
we don't talk about her husband. You know, he got on that purple.
See,
it's
I see
blinding.
right now. He need to get punched in the face tonight. He's trying to get punched.
The McAllisters are in the building.
Welcome.
Took them long enough to get home, but we not gonna get into that. We not gonna get
Uh-oh. Somebody about to get a beating over here.
Exactly.
Okay, well, we're gonna have a great show. We got a huge, long show tonight. We have somebody here representing epilepsy
Yeah.
walk. So we're gonna talk about that.
We'll talk about that.
And then we have a wonderful group that's helping out our youth in the community. So the couch is gonna be hot.
Yeah, it's true.
So
we
Pastor,
Can't
you
wait.
got to do some work tonight.
Oh, man.
You were going to take up an offering plate after?
Right.
I'm up for, what can I say?
So
Yes,
and he's
sir.
gonna be the only one sober. No, I'm just kidding. We all be. Yo,
He might need to take a drink after the night.
Right, it's gonna be busy.
I'm going to be a priest tonight. We're going to drink the real deal.
So,
the party going, too.
Keep the party going. So we come right back. We're gonna go because we got a long show lined up for you today. So we're gonna go right into a quick break. We come right back with Tyrese with the McAllisters. I'm sorry, he gets mad. With the McAllisters. Give us a call at 202-656-1
And the drink of the day.
And the drink of the day.
Listen, I ain't texting about that bitch. Hold up. I ain't stressing about that bitch. Hold up. Damn. 21 gon' get the shit. Hold up.
Hold up. Bitch, I like the ball. Hold up. Without no weavy ball. Hold up. Bitch, I spent your rent inside the mall. Hold up. She got a nigga, but he broke, she lost.
Hold up. At this private location. Hold up. Put her back on rotation. Hold up. Bitches on me, immigration. Hold up. Going through the translation.
I'm just stunting on my ex, bitch. I'm just flexing on my ex, bitch. Hold up. I'm just stunting on my ex, bitch. I'm just flexing on my ex, bitch. Truck a wedding ring, I bought a necklace. Diamonds got the food, try not to catch this. I left that hoe alone cause she was ratchet. All these bitches salty, they can't stand me. Hold up. Bitch, my Rolex on fleek. Hold up. Bitch, my diamonds on fleek. Link. Hold up. I got gold on my teeth. Hold up. You got rainbow on your feet. Hold up.
Hold up. Corny niggas don't impress me. Hold up. Never let a bitch dress me. Hold up. Ain't no motherfucker judge trick me. Hold up. Don't give a fuck about no ring.
Hold up. Money make my old bitches hate. Hold up. Bitch, you still stay on Section 8. Hold up. My new bitch wetter than a lake. Hold up. And she love to let me paint her face.
Hold up. Fell in love with some quick. Hold up. Fell in love with some quick. Hold up. Rip them confidential papers up. Hold up. You done made me wake my savage up. Hold up.
I'm just stunting on my ex, bitch. I'm just flexing on my ex, bitch. I'm just stunting on my ex, bitch. I'm just flexing on my ex, bitch. Truck a wedding ring, I bought a necklace. Diamonds got the food, try not to catch this. I left that hoe alone cause she was ratchet. All these bitches salty, they can't stand me. Yeah, bad bitches in a man. Bricks don't really rock the diamonds on the man. When you working hard, then your money starts spending.
And them drugs coming in. Fast and niggas stick them on my team. Hit her with no condom, shut the right way out the country. And I'm sipping codeine, that's all on my side.
Face fan, he's supreme, that's my right hand. Niggas mobbing deep like a Taliban. Right now, I'm a Harlem boy, but Lil Yachty from Atlanta stand. Stack a trader sheets on my nightstand. If my money loaded, watch it like man. You still get it for the gusto. How I hit, man, cutthroat. Putting that ass on don't go. Get back and sell off them hoes. Niggas start throwing your bows. I just hop out on them foes. Bloody bandana on my bros. Because he been down on my roads. While banging, I bang on foes. All these fuck niggas is hoes. He better not knock on my door. I bust a cap in this bro. I put a dick in this hole. I might just flip out them O's. I just chop with in my toes. All my niggas round your hoe. Let them run shine on your wife. We pass the pussy all night. Then we stack it tall as kites. Nigga try me, that's his life. Hella O's. I've been counting. Money stacking tall. yellow diamonds in the pink. 20 band jugs, like like 30 chains. All these bitches love me like I'm Jesus. Old money, same age as Regis. Put that shit on like R. Kelly. Fuck around and push shots in your belly. Tell that hoe to meet me at the telly. I could never before. Money make it touch toes. Money got me the hoes. Money got a nigga right. I be slipping dirty Sprite.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. Tune into the open bar. Salute! 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 Yo, of course I say every segment is my favorite segment, but this is my absolute favorite segment when we introduce our drink of the day. What is this, Dave? This thing that you bought from Mexico.
It's mezcal.
Mezcal.
Yes.
Let's see what it tastes like.
So it's the root that tequila actually comes from.
Key. Ooh, that's
So
good.
it's stronger than tequila.
It's stronger than tequila.
Yes.
So what is it called again?
Mezcal.
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 Mezcal. Like
have to
the cow.
spell that.
And the
Like
bottle
the milk.
actually has a scorpion in it.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That would be I. Scorpions
Wow,
rule
that
the world.
explains
It's
it.
Scorpio
This is
season,
just-
even when it's not Scorpion season. We are Scorpion season all year long.
This thing right here gonna have you.
So it's all tequila and mezcal is made from agave.
agave. Oh wow, impressive! You bought some good. You did that, bro. You did that.
So now it will have you tore up. So
Oh, I'm
you
not
will be
drinking more than
slurring-
one.
Yeah.
You'll be slurring in the next 5, 4,
No.
3.
No, because today we got a serious, great show today. I'm kind of proud of today's show. Today is all
We have
about.
great shows every time I'm here. What are you talking about?
No, we have an even greater show.
We have great shows every time I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
Yes.
That explains it. But
You like that, right?
anyway, salud. What is it called again? The
Mezcal.
mezcal.
Mixed with pineapple orange juice.
I'm already slurring. But at any rate, so this weekend was something huge. It was bigger than the inauguration. It was so much more people here.
Yeah.
What happened? Can you tell us about it?
Did you just shoot shots at 45? Did you just say
I did not. Did you see his skin lately? Oh my God. Anyway,
45.
we'll move on about that.
Ron had fired shots and said it was more people at the March of Our Lives than your inauguration?
It was.
Did you guys, are we confirming this in the studio?
I was there. So
We
tell,
confirmed 45.
okay, tell us what happened.
You was at both?
So the March of Our Lives was really impactful. There were youth that came in from the Parkland shooting to really talk about all issues, including gun violence and the unspoken victims. One of my favorite was the 11-year-old young lady who referenced the murdered black girls that don't make the front page of the news, or the girls that don't get the coverage that it takes for a Caucasian young male, because that's who the media had, really kind of rallied behind to push this.
That's what's up.
Whereas he became the center of the focus,
Right.
and in essence, encouraging other white people to use their white privilege.
So what was the
to
whole
bring
point of the
issues.
march this week?
Gun control. The whole point of the March 1 was gun control, not just on the guns. And in my opinion, that I wish that we would have seen more about the guns that are used for innocent people when there's a cop building a gun, or what's happening in the black communities every day when we're using guns against each other. So we're dealing with multi-layered issues that I feel like the integrated conversations have not been as well received as I would have liked.
Wow.
And
But
so
here in the studio today, we're fortunate to have someone who knows a lot about gun violence. I mean, of course, they lived it in their life at hand. And Pastor, go ahead and talk about who's in the lounge.
Well, listen, today we have my brother, my sister, Anthony McAllister, and his wife, Tyrese McAllister. Thank you guys for being here tonight.
I'm
A
trying to
Delta
put it
and a
on.
Q Dog in the building.
Yes,
Thank
yes.
you, my brother. We appreciate
Absolutely, and thank you guys for being here. So,
I'm gonna try to bring them
I
up.
had a question I wanted to ask Therese before we went into this interview, but
Yeah, absolutely.
it kind of jumped out of my head. I'm sorry. So it'll come back up again, but since you guys are here, first of all, just to fill everybody in real quick, because we want to get to the good part, because the good part is about everything that's being sponsored out of the tragic loss of your daughter. So tell us really quickly about that. When, Ayana, because I think we're on the anniversary almost.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so tell me.
I'll handle that. Yeah. So Wednesday was a year anniversary. We lost our daughter about a year ago. That would have been March the 21st of last year. She was home from college on spring break, and she was with her sister and another friend. They had some friends that were shooting a music video in Fort Chaplain. The video was wrapping up. They were getting in the car, getting ready to go out and celebrate, and shots rang out from someone in the distance, not directed at her, but unfortunately the bullet hit her, and she died the next morning.
Please say her name.
Her name is Ayana Jasmine McAllister.
We say her name, Ashe.
Shay. And I tell you, my brother, from that point on, our lives have not been the same. Out of that, we have done a number of things to kind of commemorate her memory. And from there, I'll let Tyrese move into telling you guys a little bit about what we're doing on her behalf.
So initially, when Ayanna was killed, we immediately, in 2 weeks, we raised $20,000, and we're providing some.
Congratulations. That's a blessing.
Thank you. And it was the kindness of our friends, our family, and a lot of strangers as well. So we decided to do a fashion show in her name because anybody who knew Ayanna knows she was all about the fashion.
Stylish. She was high
She was a
class.
beautiful
Yeah.
girl.
Red bottoms all the way.
Red bottoms all the way. That was her style. So we're doing a fashion show in her honor.
Okay.
And on May 20th, and
On
we're
May
giving
20th.
away 5 scholarships to young
Wow.
people. Because thank you.
And how
Because
can you find that information? Can you plug that in?
AyannaMcAllister.com.
Ayanna
The scholarship information is on the webpage so young people can
That's
look at that. I
powerful.
want to say something about our scholarship. So our scholarship is not a traditional scholarship in that you have to write an essay and have a 3.5. You can have a 2.5, but what we're asking young people to do for the competition part of it is to do a nonviolence video for social media. So it's
Powerful.
far reaching. So we're trying to do some real positive and innovative things in Ayanna's name. The second thing we've done, we've teamed with 2 other families who've lost their children. One of those families is my cousin Carrington Carter, who was shot 3 months and killed 3 months before Ayanna. And then another set of friends of ours, their son died a year before Ayanna. At a shooting. He was a college student at Hampton University, went to a party and was shot. The thing I want to make sure that people really understand, I think it's very important. These 3 kids grew up in 2-parent homes, private school educated, parents have careers, good jobs.
Exactly.
My daughters were Girl Scouts, debutantes, you name it. So as a middle class person, I thought this was not my life, right? And plus I got a girl, so I'm thinking
Wasn't supposed to go like this.
it's not supposed to go like this. So one of the things I tell people all the time, I was fooled. I was under illusion that we were safe.
That
we
if you
got
did
kids-
certain things, you would not have to deal
we
with.
wouldn't have to deal with this. This wouldn't be our place. So, and what I'm saying, because same thing with my cousin, same thing, a friend, now a friend because her daughter got killed. The police officer, her daughter got killed on August 18th driving. She was 3 days from leaving to go to FAMU. And her daughter was killed driving down the street.
remember this.
So not only is it girls, like you mentioned, but it's people who, this not even a lifestyle. These are people
They're
who
not even
when they-
in the trouble. They're
Right.
not out there, exactly
they're
wild or
not in
anything
trouble.
like
so,
that.
So, and I'm saying that people really got to get involved at this point because it's before it used to be drive-by shootings and you were kind of in that game. And once in a while, more often than not, it shouldn't have happened, but people were maybe killed accidentally. But now, we're slaughtering each other.
Yeah,
right? For
no.
what I
lack of a better
just
word.
said, yep.
And so we really got to be able to step up and do something. And unfortunately, it took my daughter being killed for us to do something. But we're trying to change that. I'm excited about everything that's going on with the Parkland students, but I want to make sure that we understand that the issues in the communities of color are much different.
Yep.
Than what they're talking about. So if they do gun legislation, good, we need it. If they do stricter background checks, awesome. We need it. Mental health evaluations, we need that. However, when we're talking about criminals and we're talking about people who don't abide by the law, stronger laws don't mean nothing to people who already don't care about the law.
Right, which is-
so that's not going to help us. We
Which
need
is large in
different
part who are out there with the guns and so forth and so on.
So we don't need more laws necessarily for our community. We need strategies. So Anthony and I, we met with Chief Newsom. We're meeting with the Chief of Police in Prince George's counties to start developing some strategies to get illegal guns out of the community. No, people who are criminals are not going to Walmart buying a gun. They're not waiting a 3-day to register to get a gun. They are getting guns underground. So we have to do some very different strategies to get the guns out of our community from reckless people. Now, the McAllisters are not anti-gun. I'm okay
Right.
with having a gun.
Sure,
But
sure.
I'm not reckless, right? And I'm not dangerous. But when reckless and dangerous people have guns, that's an issue.
That's a different thing. Okay.
You guys got a quick call. You mind taking a call real quick?
Sure.
Real quick. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, my name is Sharif, and I'm calling from the DMV.
Okay.
Hey, Cherie.
Sheree, what's on your mind?
Hey, I was calling about the gun violence, man. I just got some suggestions and support for my partner there. One of the things, I believe that what they're gonna have to do is that they're gonna have to redo all these applications because we got over, somewhere like 10 million guns in America, and those guns are in the household of people who have got domestic violence. You got people who has all different types of violent acts, and also mental health. I believe that the mental health department is going to have to give law enforcement a little bit more room looking into these backgrounds of these people collecting these guns and using these guns. Like the young man who shot up his school a couple weeks ago.
Yep. While we were planning.
The boy in Parkland, he showed all kinds of signs of mental health, and they didn't do what they were supposed to do. And our young people are getting killed. And my question would be to the panel here: what y'all think about guns in the schools?
It's absurd.
My main thing is I believe that it's going to be a tragedy, just like it was for slavery. This is a new form of killing us, and it's going to be us who are going to get killed first, I believe.
Wow. Thank you so much, Sharif, for your opinion, man.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Sharif, I want to thank you for your comments, and I agree that guns should not be in the school. You look at law enforcement who are trained, and we're struggling with how they dealing with. They're fearful of African American people, not just men but people, and we're gonna have the same thing with the school system. And if you think there are 40 kids in a classroom, you're going to have 40 kids and a teacher who may or may not have mental health herself or himself in a room with a gun where she or he can be taken over by kids who and it don't even have to be kids that go to the school. If you know guns are in a home, what do? They break into the home, right? So if you know guns are in the classroom, what are you gonna do? You break into the classroom. So it's just it's a reaction. It's a bad reaction, and hopefully African American people and Latino people will know that they could never let guns in the school. And I'm gonna tell you, as a parent, I would not want my child in a school where there were several guns. People are reckless and clueless with guns too, right? People lay them around. This is not your normal. And people who are teaching, who are educators, and they're expected to teach our children. In order to teach our children, you have to be able to love our children. So there's a disconnect there because that's not happening. And it's a very good book, Pedagogy of the Oppressed. When you start letting the oppressor teach your children, that's why we have so many African American boys and girls on medication, because they just want them to be quiet and listen. So that's a whole nother show, but we got to be careful.
And I think it was even a story about a school resource officer that actually accidentally fired his weapon.
He was supposed to have been training or something.
Shot himself in the foot?
I'm not
No,
sure.
he fired in the air.
Imagine what's going to happen when the teacher...
Dude got shot in the foot. It was hilarious. But anyway, moving on.
Imagine what's going to happen when the teacher murders the student and says, I was afraid.
Black. Yeah.
I thought he had a gun.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of problems with that. I mean, just to bring it up to the table. But real quick, what I noticed about these two events you have coming up, one of them is the prayer breakfast, and that's going to be on the actual National Day of Violence, right?
There's on June 2nd, which is National Gun Violence Awareness Day. Anthony and I, along with two other families who've lost their children through gun violence, have come together to do a prayer breakfast. And it's this first year. We want to make it annual because we have got to bring attention to this issue. And Anthony and I pulled up our sleeves, and we're about to work. It's not even about Ayanna, because there's nothing we can do for Ayanna now, but in her name, we're going to try to make sure other kids don't have to, parents don't have to.
Yeah, I noticed the word impact on here for the fashion show, and I think that word kind of really, captures what you guys are trying to do, really like have impact like on the generation, to say, it doesn't have to go down the same way for somebody else. Right. And so, Anthony, what's been the biggest blaring thing that's kind of like keeping you motivated to keep in the fight?
Well, I mean, my baby is my true motivation. I mean, losing her and wanting to continue to honor her is. And
then you have your other beautiful daughter too.
Absolutely.
How old was she?
She was 18 at the time that she was killed, and we had a 19-year-old at that time who is now 20 and about to turn 21. But one of the things that motivates me as well is that we have gotten a lot of the local politicians in Prince George's County that are mobilizing with us. We have Rashawn Baker, who's going to be the keynote speaker at the prayer breakfast. We have Angela Brooks,
who just gave us an award.
She just gave us an award.
Congratulations.
And she's the current state's attorney, so she is on board with us and all of the events that we're having.
And this happened in Maryland, not D.C.
No,
it happened in D.C.
And where in D.C. was it?
This happened in Fort Chaplain.
Okay, Fort Chaplain, D.C.
Can I say something to you guys? I did attend your daughter's funeral, and I have to give you guys were so strong, the way you guys got up, and you guys kind of healed everyone else. And it was just amazing to watch you guys. Even Donnie Simpson talked about it on his radio show that even, I don't know if you knew that he was there or y'all heard him speak.
Absolutely.
But
He's our friend.
Yeah, but he just spoke about, and I'm saying it
Stop
too.
name dropping.
I did.
Tell us about all of her famous friends.
I just want to talk about how you guys really healed the community.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
Thank
it was
you
even.
thank you for your strength.
Right, I even remember your interview on, I think it was Channel 7 News, and was it Channel 5?
It's probably all of them. It did all of those.
No, this particular interview was in your living room.
Yeah.
And how you spoke, and you said that you spoke to that person who we still haven't found, but you said to them and how you forgive them for that. But just want you to realize that life. I mean, I don't know your exact words, but you remember your exact words.
I can say, and people have marveled at our ability or my ability to forgive the person. And I just want to say that that's really true. Like, God has spared me from, like, I grieve, I miss my child, I cry often, but God has spared me from being angry. And that's because of the work that we've done for years. I am a mental health professional, been in the field for 25 years. Anthony's a juvenile PO, been in his job 27 years. And we've worked with criminals. And even though people do bad things, they're not always bad people. Wow. And I don't know who killed Ayanna, and I don't know if they're a bad person. They may have shot her by accident. I don't know that. Right. But it doesn't serve me to be angry. And honestly, I'm not so big on incarceration because we over incarcerate particularly African American people, males. That's powerful. And it's got to be something done. What we should be spending more money in is hope, which is why we did the scholarship, because I feel that when kids have hope, right, they don't do some of the things that they do. When you know you have a future, when you know you have a future and you can kind of bank on that, then you don't necessarily pick up guns and pick up drugs and do other things. So the first layer of what we were trying to do is just instill some hope in young people, right? But the other issue is it doesn't serve anybody to be angry, so we don't lose sleep.
Let me ask you this. So how often are you going to do the scholarships? Is it going to be like something annual?
Yeah, it's going to be
annual to HBCUs?
You already know.
Already know how?
You know?
Anybody
I think
knows
you know as an HBCU thing.
So the scholarship is open for young people in the DMV, right? And we're not going to say if you don't go to a HBCU, we're not giving it to you. But it's also not just for incoming freshmen. It's for students who are already in school. We're also giving a memorial scholarship at St. Augustus University to a criminal justice major because that is what Ayanna's major was. She wanted to be a police officer. So we are giving a scholarship to the school every year. Of course, we're marketing heavily to the HBCUs because we know that they are less likely to get funds. Again, that's a whole nother show. So I'll be glad to come back.
Passion for that, yeah.
I'll be glad to come back and talk about that too. But I think it's just really important that we start building hope in our kids, and that it's a community job. It is not just the McAllister job because they lost their children. It's not the teacher's job to train your child. You got to train your child. And there's some parents who can't train their child. Right. If you have a 14-year-old mother, she's not trained necessarily, so she can't train the child. But that's when neighbors come in, right? So we've got to have a very different approach in our African American community because we've lost it. Because when a parent used to have to work 2 jobs, Miss Pearl down the street. Miss Pearl was watching
That
out
nosy
for your
neighbor.
nosy
But she
neighbor,
was
but she
doing her
watched out
job.
for
That's
your
right.
kid, and
Right.
she would spank your kid and then send him home, and then
And then you
just
got
that-
spanked again.
Right, but just that good kind of neighborly
We out of
stuff we're not doing,
Y'all
and
missed
it's
that
our
era.
own fault. It's to our demise.
And
So
what
we know that it worked, right? Because if it wasn't for Aunt Kathy telling and snitching on
Right.
me, yeah, okay.
And your
It's
mom ain't no
telling.
joke either.
You
so.
already know.
But so you brought two young gentlemen with you too.
Yeah,
right?
I'm getting ready to come to them right now.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Hot Ron.
And
I
real
wa-
quick, tell us the day of the scholarship real quick before we go to the.
We're gonna come back to it. You
Okay.
want to handle that, then we're gonna finish up with the scholarship information.
Yeah, I wanted to say that Therese and Anthony brought Ayana's best friend, Miles,
Wow.
right? Nigel.
Nigel.
Miles is my friend next door. Milan. I don't mess. All right. So
It's all good. It's all good.
Nigel and Milan. So, but Nigel, grab the mic real quick, Nigel. Just real quick. Tell us how old you are.
Okay, I'm 19 years old.
19 years old. Okay. All right. So, and just really quickly, just from your perspective, like, what about the current climate, you know, where everybody's talking about young people and guns and violence and so forth. How do you feel right now at this particular time in this generation right now? Does it feel unfair? Does it feel is it fearful, or is it feel dangerous? How does it feel right now?
I really want to say unfair or dangerous. It's just a situation where most of us, all of us know, like every day we step out the house, we need to be on our P's and Q's basically. Like, because as a young black male in our community, I know, like, even if I don't got beef with a particular person, or I'm not doing certain things, or I'm not in certain situations, I could just be just like Ayana was, minding my business
Absolutely.
somewhere, and then something like that can happen. So it just really puts, not really it doesn't really put fear into me. It just really puts, like, more so, like, makes me think harder about what I'm doing, where I'm going, who I'm gonna be around in certain situations and things like that.
Do you think
Absolutely.
the March Up for Our Lives was for you? How did you react to that?
Not necessarily, though. I didn't really think it was geared towards African American people, because we have lost countless people. Many names goes far back as Trayvon Martin, and when the march started for Black Lives Matter, it wasn't on the cover of Time magazine, but as soon as this march started, it was on
Amen.
the cover of Time magazine. So
Right.
it's,
Amen.
it's just a different type of situation.
Hey, so Nigel, tell me real quick. You were good friends with Ayana, who was also a victim of gun violence. What kind of person was Ayana, and where'd you meet her at?
Oh, I knew Ayana since we was about, I want to say, real young, 7 or 6 or 7
Okay.
or 8. So I met her at school, actually, and at church. Her parents go to my church. So I knew her since we were young, and when this happened, this was a big shock to me, because Ayana was never the type of person, like Mom said, you would think that would happen to. Like, we just thought, you know.
Yeah,
she's a female.
everybody was probably really, really,
Yeah.
really shocked. Sure.
Definitely shocked when it happened to her, because she's not the type of person that should have happened to.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you guys for being here today. I wanted to highlight what you guys are doing with the breakfast. It's $50 to come to the prayer breakfast, right?
On June 2nd.
On June 2nd.
Tickets are going fast, so if anybody wants to make it, go to the website, ayanamcallister.com, and get, or they could give us a call to get tickets, and then the fashion show is also one event.
Now they got a little bit of more time for the prayer breakfast than they do for the fashion show.
Fashion show is
Where's the
May
fashion show going to be? It's May 20th. Where's it going to be?
Camelot.
At the Camelot.
Yeah, and one of the things I wanted to highlight is that we've had him, you guys have had him on your radio show, Kenny Kaz. Kaz is the fashion designer who is lead designer who's handling the fashion show for us. And it's going to be a dinner also at the Camelot. So if you have not gotten your tickets, I would implore you to get on Eventbrite, purchase your tickets, ayanamcallister.com.
Okay.
There's a link that'll take you directly to the
Y'all
tickets.
didn't use me as the host. I'm a little insulted.
Awesome. Okay, so
I'm not
They're gonna put you to work, Ron.
So
You gonna be
and
sweeping
this
the
fashion
floor.
show, the proceeds from this are directly going to as a scholarship fund also.
Let me say this, and then I'll let you move on. One of the things I want folks to know that we have no financial gain from this. Anything that we do in regards to the foundation and our daughter, all of the money will be recycled, and each year the money will go back into scholarships. And I would also employ anyone who wants to apply for the scholarship to do it immediately, because it's a fast turnaround this year. Next year you'll have more time to apply. So I would say if you have not applied, apply, and you may just be lucky.
And we should tell some people to apply, right? And
Absolutely.
they can also apply at the website too, right?
Ayana McAllister.
AyanaMcAllister.com.
AyanamcAllister.
Awesome, man. Thank you guys for coming tonight.
Thank you for having us. We
Y'all gonna hang
appreciate
out a
it.
little longer,
And you guys
right?
are DC residents, right?
We are not. We live
Okay.
in Prince George's County. Ayana was visiting her friends from college in
DC.
DC.
At the time, right.
So, but our cause is for communities of color. So actually, we've been given a lot of traction and really about to take this nationally because people aren't talking about this. What people are talking about is not going to have an impact on communities of color. So while we live in Prince George's County, I work in DC, Anthony works in Virginia. We are trying to make this a national movement. So
Yeah.
we're looking for people who will sign on and work with us too to talk about these strategies and build hope for young people.
Wow. Well, one thing from Open Bar, we'll always be there to help and support.
Right.
Y'all have always
y'all
helped
need.
us,
Yeah.
and we appreciate
truly
that.
appreciate
And
you
speaking of
guys, man.
strategies, that's one of the things that we're doing this Friday. It's called the Think Tank.
Ooh.
And so this is going to be my second time participating, and it's actually with the Black Alumni Expo. They're putting this on, and really we got together talking about what are solutions in our communities, what are some changes that we can make that we can pour back into our communities. And so I think that's definitely something I would love to share with you.
Well, that is awesome.
And
Mr. McAllister's, everybody. Thank you guys
Thank you,
so
guys.
much. And you guys going to be here. You can still be along. And I just want you to know we're going to be repping your event all week, all the way up until it comes.
I appreciate that.
We're going to post it on our website and
Yeah, we are gonna
everything.
keep
We're going to
talking
do
about it.
everything. But you guys better not leave. We
We're not
still
leaving.
got to.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Your
us.
fans miss you, Tyrese.
I can come back.
Yo, we'll be right back with some hot topics and another great couple of 2 interviews. So give us a call at 202-656-1BAR.
Bar.
Salute!
Salute.
Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat. With a hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat. Hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat. With a hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat. Hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy. Black Caddy Mac. What the fuck? Black Caddy Mac Daddy. 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 Go back. Go back. It's a pharmaceutical. Up in the backseat, up in the backseat, up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat, with a hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat, hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat, with a hoe up in the backseat. Black Caddy Mac Daddy with a hoe up in the backseat, hoe up in the backseat. Everybody. They ain't gonna be loyal, not for anybody.
Yo, welcome back to WLVS Radio. Tune into the open bar. Salute. Our drink of the day is what, Dave? What's it called again? The mascot? Mezcal.
Mixed with pineapple and orange.
That drink is spicy.
Key, that thing nice and hot.
It's spicy.
Yo, again, check out our t-shirts. I'm rocking it today. Dave is
About
actually
time.
rocking one. Whatever. Anyway, rocking the shirts. You can order these shirts online at
think that's my shirt you
openbartuesdays@gmail.com. Part of these proceeds are to benefit the people of Puerto Rico. You know, some of them still don't have electricity and stuff. So
My girlfriend's out there right now on a missions trip. So, yeah, she's giving us updates on her
You know,
show.
everybody going to Mexico saying
Right,
they're on
they
mission
out
trips
there.
and they helping.
She's on a
and they
mission trip.
feeding
This is
people.
what she just,
They
she's
going
not
in.
Mexico.
And she's going to be the next Miss Black
Puerto
America.
Rico.
Shout out to LJM, the
Right.
new Miss Black America.
If you in Puerto Rico, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Well, Pod, like
I
I
was
said,
just kidding.
y'all buy our
Pat's
shirts
always starting
because
something.
we're
See,
trying to
shut
raise
up.
at least $5,000, and we right now we had a total of $10. So we need to make. So y'all help us out. Buy these shirts, $10 to help support the cause to be the
I
boss.
just realized I didn't get the shirt memo. I've been waiting to get my shirt.
Oh, we're gonna sell them at the fashion show. I'm joking.
They didn't give me the memo.
Let's talk about that offline.
I got you, Precious.
Yeah.
And I ain't mean that like the big Precious. I'm talking about the pretty Precious.
Not the Monique Precious.
Not the Monique.
I haven't heard much more. Monique
Y'all ready
lately.
for some quick hot topics before we
Yeah,
go to our next segment?
let's do it, man.
So, a lot of us, like everybody here, have children, right?
Yes, let's go. Mhm.
So, how would you feel about your 19-year-old daughter dating a 27-year-old man? Well, do you have an issue with that?
That's not so. I mean, she's 19.
So you would have
19,
it-
I mean, it's not too much I could do about it.
Well, none of y'all don't mind?
I guess you're at the real question.
No.
Well, how about this?
Well, let me. Oh, go ahead.
You want to know how we
Go
feel
ahead.
about it, basically.
I just want to know how y'all feel.
How I feel about it.
Well, unfortunately, your man Lil Wayne is going through that. His daughter,
Reginae?
Carter, she's been. It's been rumored that she's
She
dating
has a man
YFN
friend.
Lucy. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Am I saying that right? His name
YFN Lucci.
Lucci. He's 27. He's a rapper. He's known for that song. Every day we lit. You can't tell me. You
I
know.
think the best thing he can do is
Ain't
make,
nobody
make
can tell
friends
him.
with the guy.
So
I'm gonna say,
That's the
coming
right
from
song?
someone who has a
That's the
niece
right
that's
song. Well,
watching
that's what
right
my
now.
notes tell me.
I have a 17-year-old niece watching right now. She just went and got a tattoo as her going to turn 18 birthday present and trying to talk me into getting a tattoo, and I'm the aunt.
Is she
I
19?
said she's 17 and she's getting a tattoo.
Can
and
she date a 27-year-old?
well, so the thing about it is, my point is that in my perspective, and even as an aunt, and I'm not the parent to give advice, but I say your best advice is to make friends with the person that they're seeing. Keep an open door policy.
So
So
y'all
at
think Lil
least
Wayne shouldn't be
they're-
upset? Everybody, y'all cool with it?
He needs to go and get to know the young man.
No, he has the right to feel the way he feels.
Right.
I think
He's only 8 years older than the young
I think depending on your own orientation, where you come from,
needs
you're
to
going
get
to
to
either
know him.
feel really uncomfortable about that, or you're going to be okay, because 19 and 27, I mean, there's a leap, there's a jump there, but you know,
How old was
26-year-old.
the Kardashian? Was she 17?
I just feel like 19-years are not the same 19-years that they were.
They
right?
were back in the
So
day.
they're a little bit.
I mean,
more
they got
mature
new
than
butts
they were.
and lips. And
I
all
mean,
that.
my thing, I think he the only reason why he with it is
Trying
just
to
in
go on
case
the
if
up
his
and up.
career going to belly up.
he got
You know what I'm saying?
dad.
He got
He
daddy to
dad.
fall back
He
up.
only had that one song, right?
That doesn't
Am I
mean
right?
he's gonna fall
what
back
other
on
songs
him.
he got?
So y'all know
Y'all know him.
Every Day We Lit is one of his songs.
Y'all listen to that? Well, that's the only
See,
song I know.
That's his
I don't know
popular
other
song.
songs.
That's his
But I
popular
would
song.
keep an open door
But that's
policy.
the song that made him famous.
Just say this: you might not like it, but you have to deal with the reality that 19-year-olds have so much more freedom that they can kind of come and go where they want. So I agree with you that not so much be friends with them, but keep an open door for your child to be able to talk, because there's a potential when you have a much older person for abuse, dating violence, and other things that can happen. So.
Because they're
Don't
not
make her
always ready
lie
for
to you.
everything.
Don't
Yeah.
make her lie to you, because then she'll keep stuff from you, and if it goes bad, then she doesn't have you.
Right.
She won't have you as a parent to talk to. So but be honest and tell her the pitfalls. Tell her how you don't like it.
Right.
You don't have to promote it, but you don't. It's really not a lot you can do about
Wow.
it.
Well, let's go ahead and give
I
our
don't
salute
feel like
moment
you
before
say.
we go.
I don't feel that you
Before
should.
we go on to the next. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't feel that you should not say that they shouldn't date that person. It's just more or less you're there, but you're gonna watch from a distance.
What's the
So
saying
you want to
what
keep
you
it.
shouldn't
I don't wanna
do
dwell on that
is
whole
usually what people do. When you tell someone what they shouldn't do, they usually do the opposite.
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't tell them that you don't like the situation.
Okay.
You're just more or less that you're there and you're watching.
Well,
and
I'm sure Lil Wayne is listening, so he'll take all that information.
ain't
Salute,
listening.
salute moment to Lil Wayne. Moving on to the next topic. Of course, this is old news, but kind of new because it kind of because she did a recent interview. Your man
Hated it.
Angela Rye and Common broke up. We know that, right?
Is that confirmed?
After 3 weeks?
Confirmed this
We know
source?
that after 3 weeks. It was confirmed. She did a nice little interview, and she gave him great. I mean, it seemed like they broke up really amicable. I mean, she was nice, happy about it. But the big thing is, I know we talked about this before, but I just want to bet on who you think Common's going to date next. 'Cause he's been getting some top-notch chicks.
No, Common.
He had
Common
Serena,
Erykah
Don't even say it. I can't even take it.
Let me go down the list
I can't even take it.
before we talk about it. Then I'm going to tell y'all who I think he's going to end up with next. Of course, like you said, Erykah Badu, Kerry Washington.
I can't take his hit list.
Taraji P. Henson from D.C. Shout out. Serena Williams.
Kerry Hilson, you mean?
No, he dated Kerry Washington before
Kerry
she got
Washington, too.
married.
Before she got married.
He been knocking. I mean, sorry. He been
Oh, his list. Common's list is
terrible.
So
is
my
vicious,
next guest on the list, and this is gonna put him over the map, even though she's not as big as some of these other ones. But once he get this, it's gonna be bad. He's gonna end up with Issa Rae, I think, and that's gonna. I'm telling you,
How did you
that's
put-
gonna put him on the map.
Nah.
I tell you.
Common's list is so high.
But Issa Rae probably isn't even looking
Issa
in
Rae is
her
looking
direction.
down.
Issa Rae is looking at Wakanda
No,
forever.
Issa Rae is gonna be.
Issa
That's
Rae
a-
is
that's
trying
a
to go
down.
to
Like
Wakanda.
Issa Rae.
That's
Issa
gonna be a
Rae is-
down.
Issa
Nah.
Rae
His
is
list is
trying
so
to go
high.
to
His
Wakanda
list
forever.
is so high.
Have y'all seen her sex scene in her show? On that
Wait
show?
a minute.
I would have had Kelly Rowland.
Issa Rae, I think he's gonna end up with Issa.
But how do you
had
know
Kelly
Issa's
Rowland?
even interested?
Well, my
video.
thing
What
is,
the question is.
well, my thing is because Common doesn't date like your Kelly Rowland. He dates like somebody intelligent, like the Angela Rye. Or
Well, why
the
would
Erykah
Kelly Rowland
Badu.
not be
I'm
intelligent?
not saying she's not
And
intelligent.
she's already married.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm
It's
saying
Women's
is,
He got
History
Kelly
Month.
back
We're
in
not
the
going to
day.
do this on women. We're
After
not going to do
after
this.
the video
that's
shoot,
not what I'm
Women's
saying.
History Month.
What I'm saying is, I see him more with Issa Rae.
Okay,
Why
well,
did
we're
she-
not.
Issa Rae is a mixture of Erykah
We're going to
Badu and
say
Angela
we're going
Rye.
to say
No.
who's Angela Rye
No.
going to select. So let's go there. It's still Women's
of
History
course, Hot
Month.
Ron. She'll be
Okay,
with Hot
and we're
Ron
going to
next.
say
You
who
know.
will Angela Rye decide.
Hot
Okay,
Ron, we've already
let's
talked.
focus
I'm
on
talking to her
that.
people. We talking to her people.
I'll
We
say
out
this.
next week.
I say this.
Who do y'all think next?
Angela Rye. I wonder how women in power and powerful places like you speak to this, Arice. I mean, how do women who get very powerful and have very strong personalities, how do they actually wind up in those long-term successful relationships? I think a lot of them struggle when you get to a certain level. It's one thing to get somewhere and grow and evolve into a place, but if you like already kind of here,
I think that the one key is to have a partner that is secure with themselves, right? So
Yes.
money shouldn't always define you, right? So if you have Oprah money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stedman obviously is not defined by, his
but we would never let we'll never let him give him a pass though.
That money.
He's
that
never
money
gonna say
makes
nothing.
Stephen know
That
his
money
role.
make you be
that
right.
money makes Stephen know his role. Oh,
What I'm saying,
I dated a guy.
Oprah is a
Play your
very
position.
Exactly.
Oprah is a very powerful. Oprah is a very powerful woman, but you do have that because
But hold on.
the power play is a little.
But here's the
is
thing about
offset.
that. Now the thing about that example of Oprah is this: the fact that while they have been successful all these years, seemingly to us, at least out here,
Well, that's every
they
relationship.
they don't say they're trying to get married. See, Oprah's not doing that.
No,
Right.
but she already came and said that
They're not gonna get married.
they would not get married, and
Which
it
is
works
fine.
better- it
Which
works
is
better
what I'm
for
saying
their
is different
relationship.
for another woman who may be a very powerful woman in regular
Right.
society, right? But she wants to actually get married. But so I think it's a little
So you
different.
have
You think
to have
Oprah
you have-
don't want to get married? You're saying?
No,
doesn't
she
want
doesn't.
to.
She doesn't.
Which is the unique thing. The difference because I
Well,
think
she's saying that
most
her
women still do
relationship
want to get
works
married.
the way it works,
works.
right?
Yes.
So
Right.
she's not going to bow down to what society says that it should work.
I'm with it.
So if it ain't
I mean,
broke,
it
she
ain't
not
gonna get her to
fixing it.
heaven, but she'll be all right.
So,
but
know-
moving on, speaking of strong women,
Hey,
Moving
the
on.
Bible
Go
don't
ahead,
say
sister. What were you saying?
the Bible
Speaking
don't
of
say you
strong
gonna have a
women?
contract.
No, he's just trying to float
I'm
through
trying
topics.
to, I'm
That's
trying
all.
to move with this segment because you're gonna have a whole segment to yourself where you can
You
talk. all
moving
night.
right along.
Right. I
Yep.
didn't mean
Your
to feel
segment
that
be
way.
at
I
12
apologize.
o'clock.
But speaking of strong women, Stormy Daniels had
Is Stormy Daniels a strong woman? And we added Stormy Daniels to the strong woman category.
How do you know? She had a strong jaw or something?
Strong women.
She had an
Okay.
interview.
Was her draws?
First of all,
Did you just cut me off to move right along to Stormy Daniels?
First of all,
Right, exactly.
Is that what just happened?
Disrespectful.
Stormy Daniels.
2 more interviews to go.
Stormy Daniels is a strong woman.
And
'cause
came back with
to deal
Stormy
with Trump
Daniels
is
wrong.
like
Moving
whack.
right along to the next subject.
Well, I just want to know the women's opinion. Do y'all believe Stormy?
I really don't care.
You don't
Yeah,
care?
I mean, it just makes me no difference, and I'm wondering why they're interviewing women from his past. I mean,
What's frustrating?
Talk about his present.
These are consenting adults, right?
Yeah.
So who cares? I don't
Yeah.
care. It makes me no
It's
different.
exactly.
And it's just I don't even know.
It's like
who
a
cares.
fake scandal because it's like it's not a scandal.
Well,
You
The
gotta
point of
watch
it
that.
is it's a
Watch that.
distraction.
Stay woke.
Let's talk about
Exactly.
that, all right? Let's talk
Distraction.
about how Stormy Daniels is a distraction from the fact that all of our media from Facebook and all of our social media is being calculated, all of our data is being sold, all of our privacy is being sold.
Our black children
It's
are being
a
shot.
Distraction. Stormy Daniels is a distraction. So moving right along to your next topic, Ron. Let us help
Keep
you out.
moving on. And lastly, my least on hot topics, kind of sad, but kind of well, really sad. Of course, you know the name Linda Brown. Of course, she died. You know Linda Brown. Linda Brown was the child in the separate the Brown versus Brown case. Mm-hmm. And she was actually a child. Her father was the one who sent her to school and would try to get her in the segregated school, of course. And they started the board education. Yeah, board education to Brown. Anyway, the child died.
Passed away today, yeah.
She died
She was-
yesterday,
that
actually.
is
She was
historic.
76. Well, y'all got me rushing. It's hot in here. It's that tequila, whatever it is.
Anyway. You started rushing on the Stormy Daniels, so we had to move you right along.
Go right on to Stormy Daniels.
Well, I thought
We had
y'all
to move you
I
right
thought y'all
along.
were-
Right past her.
I thought y'all were gonna talk a
That
little more.
is sad.
Don't worry, we helped
But
you move
anyway,
along.
today,
is sad.
yesterday, she did die. The actual child from that case.
Okay, Brown.
She died at age 76, Linda Brown. So
Thank you
salute,
for your
Linda.
service.
Salute.
Salute.
I just told you she was.
Speaking
Actually,
of
nobody
segregation,
knew what you
though,
were like.
But
speaking
you
of
should.
segregation, that's probably one of the worst things that
Thank
did
you.
happen
Amen.
for African Americans.
You mean integration?
integration? Thank
And-
you.
Yes.
and-
Integration when we wanted separate but equal. We
Yeah.
really should have stayed separate and let. We should have stayed.
We
African
cared
American.
about each other
You
more.
cannot
Talk
let
about
the
it.
oppressor teach your children, which is why we don't have strong Black history lessons in the schools. While we start, if there is a Black history lesson, we're starting with slavery
Yep.
versus when we were kings and queens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You got to be careful. What we need to do is stay woke.
And that was one of my questions about the National Museum of African American History and Culture. You know, as profound. I mean, the museum has so much history, so much information, and I often question, how do we start at the point of the slave trade?
Only because it's African American history. It's not because there is a museum of African history that does talk about the kings, the queens, and that. But it's if you just do.
I think that you can
American
touch
history,
on what you were post-slavery.
You can.
And there's
You
no,
can.
I mean,
There's
no touch
Right.
pre-slavery.
Well, I mean,
and there's no
of course,
touching
Of course,
on.
that would have been nice, but if they
You know, there's a museum that focuses on African history because it's the primary sole focus, but
that the
it
one in
touches on
Anacostia?
other dynamics. That's the Anacostia Museum. It's not the African Museum, and I know what you're talking about. There is an
They have
African
an
museum.
Anacostia museum. What they
do.
talking about?
You
the
know what?
river?
They have a great new exhibition. You should go check it out.
Anacostia has a lot of
Anacostia
history.
Museum has a
Are
Are
great
you
new
native?
museum.
Aren't you
I
native
am
here?
straight southeast
So
hood.
let New Jersey explain to
He's
you what's
like
going
Stormy
on
Daniels.
In Anacostia, right? Exactly. We need to stay woke.
Anyway,
No, it's very no. So, and I get
My
what you're
family.
saying,
I'm
and I
just
see
teasing.
that you could, but it is the Museum of African American History, and because they had to pare down a lot of what they wanted to put
it's a
in
lot.
there, it probably really wasn't the room. I'm not saying they couldn't.
Well,
have done it,
I
but
still
there's a
think
lot of
we
stuff
have a
that's missing.
revolving exhibition. I still think that it's imperative to make sure whenever you start talking about African American history that you start with the kings and queens that we started
like that.
from.
I think
And even if that's
but this is what she's saying though. When you put the American in it, you change it.
Yes.
It changes immediately. It
okay.
changes from.
I hear what you're saying.
Then
No,
that's
no, I'm
when
saying
when
that,
you do
that
that
changes it.
So
That,
when
that
you do
like
that,
cuts
you gotta-
off all
I'm
of that.
giving
So when you
perspective
do that,
as to
you
making
gotta
sure
show- make
people
sure
are
that everybody-
aware of who Africans were before slavery.
What-
I want to make sure everybody understands that Shaw University is in the museum.
Hello, that's my alma
And-
mater. Hello,
Girl, shut
you,
up.
are you a Strawberry? Okay, you
It's about
know.
to be a party up in
See,
here.
I got a bear in the
Shaw
building.
University-
Commercial break. Come on,
Shaw
let's go.
University and Delta Sigma Theta is in there. I just
So
want
is
to say,
Phi
like,
Beta Sigma. We got a sweater in there.
oh wow, okay.
You made it. You made the cut.
No, I made
You made the
it.
cut.
You sure
You do align yourself with
Shout
good
out to
people.
all
I
the
can tell you,
Sigmas out
Dave
there.
keeps you straight, and you got you another bear. And Pastor, you align yourself with good people. I like that about you.
Shout out to all my Shaw Bears out there, okay?
Shaw, you.
I can't beat it.
Okay, shout out to all my HBCUs, HBCU, Black
Norfolk
Alumni
State,
Expo.
NSU.
What year did you finish?
Oh gosh,
UDC.
I came out of
I went to
University
UDC too.
2009.
Okay.
Anyway, everybody hold your
90.
drinks in the air.
Disrespectful.
Shout out to
Stormy
I'd like to
Daniels'
leave this
cousin.
drink to Stormy Daniels. You doing your thing, girl. Yo, Pastor, who will come right back in the lounge? Who will come right back in the lounge?
You gonna set past that like that? You know
Disrespectful.
He ain't ready.
Ron
Say-
is
say the
equivalent
name of that
to Stormy
organization again.
Daniels.
Strive to try. We're gonna talk to them in the lounge.
Oh wow,
We'll come
can't
back from the
wait.
break.
Can't wait.
Give us a call at 202-656-1
Shout out to the young people.
Stormy, love you,
Bar.
baby. Good job for your interview.
And she
No.
probably is not going to date you because she's only dating.
I just took a piss and I seen Cody coming up. We got purple activists, I thought it was a drought. I just fuck your bitch, that's some Gucci flip-flops. I just had some bitches and I made a flip-flop. I just took a piss and I seen Cody coming up. We got purple activists, I thought it was a drought. I scrapped the deuce in your spouse. First time I gave her an ounce. I put some friends in the couch. Told her, bitch, can't be running your mouth. You better watch what you say to these niggas. Cause you already know what they about. Put the game in the choke in the nut. Hit that bitch while I'm choking her out. Put the hook on her nut, she got love in the south. I got some prep on me now. Stacking the styrofoams up by the dump. They done let me back in, they ain't know they in trouble. I laid the whip by the front door. On the progress is now and I need me some more. Tell me them lies that you want me to hear. I try to forget, but it's hard to forget. Take me some codeine and drop me a pill. I pull on the button and smoke out my ears. I smoke on this blunt, I get high as I can. I float off the earth and designer. I'm working on having some mountains. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm holding the cash while I pour the lean. And I put one in the air. I just fuck your bitch and some Gucci flip-flops. I just had some bitches and I made a flip-flop. I just took a piss and I seen Cody coming up. We got purple activists, I thought it was a drought. I just fuck your bitch and some Gucci flip-flops. I just had some bitches and I made a flip-flop. I just took a piss and I seen Cody coming up. We got purple activists, I thought it was a drought. 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 Florida activists. Bitch, I'ma choose it dirty over you. You know I ain't scared to lose. They don't like it when you tell them the truth. I'd rather be realer than you.
Got it out the mud. 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 Everything I got it out the mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud. My niggas pouring lean, steady sipping mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud. My niggas pouring lean, steady sipping mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud. My niggas pouring lean, steady sipping mud. Ain't that nigga gave me shit. Got it out the mud.
Welcome back to WLVS Radio. You're tuning into the open bar.
Salute.
Salute. Don't forget, you guys, just like we had the McAllisters here live in the building, we got the big scholarship fashion show benefit that's taking place at the, where is that? I can't read. The Camelot. The Camelot, located at 13901 Central Avenue, Upper Marlboro, Maryland.
Now, that's the fashion show.
Yes, a fashion show,
May 20th.
May 20th.
To purchase a table, call Tyrese McAllister at 301-452-4234. Donations are $100 per person. Small seat. Pastor, who you got in the lounge?
Very nice. First of all, where's my drink? Never mind, I'm just joking.
This ain't communion.
Wait a minute.
Exactly. Come on now. It's Holy Week. Listen, we have the organizers, the founders of Strive to Try. So we getting that little, it's a little tongue twister, you know what I'm saying? Strive to Try. We have Taurus and Yolanda.
Yes.
All right, they're husband and wife, about to be married 19 years. I just want to put that out there so we can celebrate that.
Congratulations.
That is, black love does exist. Salute. Yo, y'all got to tell us where the party is at, where y'all partying so we can come and hang out.
No doubt.
Buy y'all some drinks and hang out and some food and good eats. But Strive to Try. Tell us what this is about. Now, the good thing about this is all about young people. So this is like a great layer on top of what we just got to talking about when we're talking to Anthony and Tyrese. But tell us about Strive to Try. What exactly is it, Taurus?
Well, back in 2011, my wife and I, we formed Strive to Try, which is a nonprofit in Prince George's County. And what we do is we empower the community, in essence, to live a healthy lifestyle through a couple of programs we have. Mm-hmm. They were originally youth-based, and one of them is we would get grants from the county and donors, and we would give 6-week free swim camps into underserved communities. So we would grab Oxon Hill, Glass Manor, or a school or apartment complex, and we would bring in our coaches.
We're still doing that.
Yeah, and we still do that.
We're still doing that.
And we bring in our certified coaches and basically give them a swim boot camp for 3 days a week, 6 days, 6 weeks.
And African Americans always struggle with swimming. We'd be like, we'd be grown, never been in the water really.
Yeah, so be at a pool party. The only ones don't get in the pool.
Exactly right.
from here now on the water.
I didn't learn how to swim until I was 30. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so y'all were sponsoring these classes and other things for young people.
Right, yeah, so that was one of it. So we found out, you know what, another way we can empower them is have these youth-friendly races. We're an official youth triathlon program.
Oh, man.
And probably only about one of a handful within the country.
And most of us never even heard of a triathlon. So
right.
What exactly is a triathlon? Some people don't even know what that is.
Swim, bike, run, 3 disciplines.
Swim, bike, and run.
So it's a great cross-train for, so let me go ahead and let's back this up a little bit.
Okay.
So let me just start with our inspiration. First of all, I have to say to the McAllisters, our prayers are just with you. We see your vision and we stand with you. Your inspiration for your foundation is your daughter. Our inspiration is our daughter, who happens to be 18 years old at Bowie State University. So we relate on so many levels. And when I heard you discussing about impact, definitely that's the direction we're coming as well. And I see that this is lining up on so many levels here. So it's about making the impact. And so definitely
the red hair thing.
We need to go ahead. I know, right? This means this is strong. This is change. This is fire. Fire. Okay? Salute to
woman power.
That's that vibranium.
That's right. See, behind every strong man, there's a strong woman.
Hello.
All right. Hey, 19 years didn't happen all by itself. Right. However, so our daughter was the inspiration behind it. She was in soccer, baseball, basketball, and she watched and was at every practice on her basketball team. She had to be about 11 years old. And went to every practice but was not played at the championship game. Couldn't hit the layup, nothing, right? So on the ride home, she cried. And we didn't really understand. She said, we won, but I didn't contribute.
Wow.
She didn't feel a part. So at that time, we were also going through some health changes as well. Both my husband and I are triathletes, marathoners, retired, but we're getting back into it.
Nice.
But we found kid-friendly triathlons, but there weren't any in Prince George's County, Maryland.
Wow.
They were in surrounding counties, of course, with our counterparts.
Sure.
Of course. And at that time, there weren't many African American. We're going to make black faces
At
in the
all.
triathlon community. My husband, he's quick to tell us a little bit about what we're doing, but he's a 3-time Ironman finisher.
Wow.
Get out.
Congratulations.
I've done a triathlon, marathons,
Ironman
duathlons.
finisher.
We've done this, and we know the impact of mental toughness because you need to be able to sit inside yourself and empower yourself to say, "I can do this," and it's
And push
really
yourself,
building
right?
that confidence. Now you see where we can
Yes,
impact
I
the
see you.
community.
Yes.
Okay, we take our staff and coaches that look like you, that sound like you, that walk like you, had the same struggles. So when we talk about impact and how Strive and what you are doing I'm sorry, you all just moved me so much.
She
so
talked about how much you guys impacted her just by
impacted
telling.
just how that connection can happen. So, like I said, with Strive, Asia was our inspiration, and from 11 to 14, Asia completed 12 kid-friendly triathlons. 12 of them in the neighboring counties before we brought it to Prince George's County.
Wow.
So she was competing with her white counterparts. And the fact of them seeing the diversity that we were bringing to some of these events, starting small, but now we're growing with the help of our county as well, Rusher and Baker, and we've also received some grants from MGM and our LDC. So we've made some of those major political connections that have helped to elevate. And we're still seeking those sponsors and partnerships to keep this going because it is a movement. We have to definitely dig down in our community and be that face, be that voice to help encourage our kids to want to do better, to strive to try.
Yeah.
That means not just physically, mentally, spiritually, everything. So however we can get in there and impact them, that's where the power is.
Yolanda, I think you guys are like in like the most powerful place because it's been said that if you really want to have a revolution, you have to do it in the young people. So if you're talking about a healthy generation, you have to catch them very young and changing their mindset and so forth and so on. And I think the biggest, the strongest part of what you all were saying was being able to develop emotional and mental toughness, particularly in this particular generation, with bullying being a big issue, whole nother show.
Right.
But all those things, having mental and emotional toughness would help you with that because it's one thing to say ignore it, but everybody can't, and you're not built that way.
Right.
So I wanted to know from you guys, so big picture, what is one of the big things you guys want to see happen in the next year, 2 years for Strive to try?
So right now, Strive is starting to expand. We have this race series we have called Splash and Dashes.
Okay.
So we understand in our communities that bikes and bike-safe lanes is a challenge. So what we did was we created this series where we took the bike portion out of the race. So now the kids just swim, hop out, and then do a run.
Oh, wow.
Right? So now we've created this race series that are in Bowie, College Park, across the University of Maryland, and at Coppin State University. That's where we'll be at this year.
Okay.
And so since we understand and seen the impact it had with the children, so this year we said, you know what, we're going to invite the adults to come out and join
I'm
us.
down.
And be a part of it?
Bam, I've been watching you, Ron. Yeah, we're going to challenge you to come in there.
down.
Hey,
I'm doing
like mentally, mentally I'm there, but
He said mentally. I love it.
Right.
But he can't
Mentally,
swim.
but physically,
no, I can swim.
I'm
I
a
can
struggle
swim.
physically showing up.
But you know how tired you get swimming?
I know.
Just 2 minutes of swimming.
But check this out. So what we do is we have them in
How
friendly
you
pools where
condition
you
them?
can stand up, right?
Okay.
So the idea is that
So you can run
you
through the pool.
can you can slow run it. You can use any
Because I
stroke.
can't swim on top of water. I swim underwater.
You can go underwater on your back. You can grab the wall. You can do anything you need to do.
Doggy
but
paddle.
just don't quit.
Just don't
Just
quit.
don't quit.
Strive to try. That's the whole
Don't
strive
strive.
to try.
Oh, wow.
See, we impact children between the ages of 7 and 17. We impact children between the ages of 7 and 17. A lot of our children, when they come to us, they're holding on to the wall.
So what's the delta? 20 to 50?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Depends upon their age.
75.
Yeah, why not?
How many people can y'all take? How many adults can you take?
Well, in the race day, we're anticipating anywhere between 250, 300 participants.
Is there a cost?
Yes, there is a cost. The cost usually starts out around $40 to $50. That's the max. But let me tell you, you end up going through this and you have a life-changing experience. It's either the 200-meter swim and you come out and you do a 2K, and it's just like that feeling
Do
when
you
you cross
provide
that line.
anything for them?
Say again?
Do you provide any tools for them? What does their registration come with?
Well, if they finish, they get the shirt, they get the medal.
If they finish,
they gotta finish.
Wait a minute.
They gotta finish. When they finish.
Are you talking? We're talking about the adults now. The children. There are some children who come through our camp, and what we provide for the children are free to those who are in the camp. And we give them suits. We give them all the equipment they need to be successful.
Right.
What he's talking about is a splash and dash where the adults participate,
Yeah.
and those proceeds go towards funding additional camps. Our goal next year and beyond is to hold simultaneous camps throughout
in different areas,
and be able to provide what these children need to be successful, so that they don't have time to think about picking up guns, things like that. You understand? So being part of that solution.
Okay, so real quick, so we're going to move in a minute. How do people find Strive to Try?
Well, we have a website, the Strive, STRIVE, the number 2, TRI.org. We're all on social media at Strive to Try as well. And you can contact us anyway.
And so spelling of the word Strive, number 2,
TRI.
TRI.
Yes.
TRI. See, that's important to know, right? Because I'll be putting a Y in there, like, why can't you find them, man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Open Bar's gonna have a team up in there.
So I'm in it definitely.
Hey, are you in it, Ron?
I'm in it definitely.
I'll be in
All right, so
it.
look.
I challenge you to do it.
I'm doing it. I'm on it.
Bet.
Come on.
You also allow people to sponsor?
Yeah, so Goya Foods has been our sponsor for the last couple of years.
Yo, they got the
But
bomb
what
strip and
if
grits.
we want to sponsor young people, say?
Oh yeah, you can sponsor young people. Get in contact with us. We either you can either sponsor groups. Actually, the race that we're having in Coppin State, we're going to sponsor over 150 kids to do it for free inside those communities.
Sure.
Now, where are your camps going to be held at this year?
This year, the camp, which we got funding for, is in the Glass Manor community in Park Forest Apartments.
Okay.
So in July, we're gonna, those pools that you see at the bottom of the in the apartment complex that they rarely use.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring our coaches there.
Okay.
We're gonna integrate ourselves into those apartment complexes, into those communities, and
Nice.
for those 6 weeks, for an hour and a half, those kids are gonna come down, and we're gonna give them aggressive swim training, and give them the suits, the goggles, the apparel, everything they need to be successful.
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
they'll be able to showcase what they learn at the first Splash and Dash, which is June 2nd.
Also, June 2nd at Coppin State.
Well, no, that one's in Bowie.
This one be in Bowie, yeah. June 2nd.
And then we have another one on the 16th of June, and then it's July 8th. I'm sorry, at Coppin State.
Oh, okay.
And just to show you the full life cycle of it, the kids, once they hit 15 years old, we require them to get their lifeguard certification, and we bring them back and employ them.
And they help the
So they work for us during the camp as well.
Wow.
So we give them jobs, we get them.
I love it. To look forward to.
Yeah.
And if they want to continue with swimming, we also will hook them up with the triathlon community. If they want to do
Plug
more,
them in, right.
if they want to do more aggressive and what's the word I'm looking for? Timed races. We can also connect them with other competitive triathlon, kid-friendly groups or swim teams.
The other thing that I don't even know if everybody had peeped this, but when you give these kids this kind of training, that gives them other edge on scholarships and other stuff to go to school.
Absolutely.
And energy and
Yeah,
income.
But
Yeah.
African American children aren't usually recruited for the swim team, so they are ideal candidates if they learn how to swim to get
Absolutely.
scholarships at any of the universities for swimming, because they would want to diversify their swim team.
Little
but
did you
it's
know,
hard.
triathlon is now a collegiate sport. And it's just like everything else, you have to have diversity throughout the programs with it. Yeah.
Wow.
So you
Awesome
could just
job,
if you just even show up 9 times out of 10, if you're African
learn
American,
something.
you'll probably get a scholarship.
We're
Exactly.
trying to bring it to our HBCU campuses so that our children can get a chance to see the college campus, because some of the children don't have that opportunity to go.
Sure.
So at least they get a chance to put some eyes on it.
I find that hard to believe, especially in this area when we have so many
Yeah.
HBCUs right here. It
But-
shouldn't be a problem.
But these kids, like, they don't have a lot of exposure. They have exposure to the wrong things, but they don't have exposure to all of their real
All they need to
opportunities.
get on that bus that come on Georgia Avenue that they
But-
getting on anyway.
Listen,
They come to the pool.
y'all
They come
clap
to the
your hands,
pool.
clap your hands for Strive to Try, Taurus and
Thank you
Yolanda.
guys for
Thank you guys for
Thank
coming,
you.
man. Really appreciate you. All right, thank you for coming, and congratulations on 19 years of marriage.
Congratulations. Yes.
Whoa.
See you on the course, Ron.
I'm there all the
He's
way.
gonna be there watching.
Hold him to it. Hold him to it.
He's gonna be there watching the
I'm
tournament.
gonna be there
my
with
$40
Snapchat.
next week
Nah,
when I get paid.
Actually, I'll do it as well. So.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
You doing it too?
Yeah.
This is our open bar team right here. We put
Hey, that's what I'm talking about.
got
Hey,
our
now y'all got to
pastor.
spread the word about it too. Because you know what? It's nothing
I
more.
gotta get in
gonna be
shape.
the
I gotta
coach.
get in shape. I
Let me
gotta
tell you,
get my
this-
wind up.
I mean, that's time for
He's
us
gonna-
to build up.
he's
to
gonna be
get
the
in
coach.
shape, right?
Yeah, you
I
got
gotta
plenty
get
of
my
time.
wind
You-
up.
I'm gonna be the whistleblower.
She'll be the whistle.
There's nothing more powerful than these kids seeing.
What were you saying?
Think
said there's
about the
nothing
mental toughness, though. That's
That's it. That's it.
There's nothing
And
more
you know
powerful.
what?
Hold on.
That's
He
you
trying to
need
say
that in the
something.
pulpit, bro.
You
A lot of
You
mental
right.
toughness is needed.
What were you trying to say?
Absolutely.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying there's nothing more powerful for these youth than to see us out there, especially black men that's out there and kind of setting the example and being the role model out there. They really need to see that.
This is
so
true.
I encourage all these brothers out here.
This is true.
I know everyone wants to hit the gym all the time and push the weights, but let me tell you, getting in that water, don't be afraid of it.
And I encourage all the other
Don't be
men.
afraid of. I've seen people
Right.
have drowned in water. So
I
you
encourage-
definitely
This
have to
dude,
be
That's
has,
true.
this dude had a pool for 30 years, and it took him 40 years to learn how to swim.
I did have a. I have a pool
Hey,
in
let
my
me tell you
backyard,
something.
But I don't swim.
Let me tell you something. We've
I
empowered
don't
some
do
of these
public
kids.
pools, so
We've
I'ma get
empowered
over
some of
my
these kids,
fear.
and they swam across the Potomac with me.
Wow.
Wow.
From
That's
going in
what I'm
Virginia,
not
hopping
gonna
off
do.
the boat,
Right.
swimming to
Have
the
you
national
seen that
harbor.
water? Have you seen that
that's
water?
what I'm
You
not
guys
gonna
were.
do.
You guys swam in the
in
Potomac.
open water. In the
In
open
that water?
And what
I
entry
did. I
point?
did
All
a
right, I'm sorry. I
triathlon.
said I was gonna sign up. I changed my mind.
What was the entry point of the Potomac?
In a pool. Can we use my personal pool?
No, we
God.
can't.
No.
No.
You do
We
not
can't do
have
that.
a pool.
Anyway,
equipped.
salute, Mormon. too.
Salute.
Salute.
Strive to
We
try.
got a great thing.
Peace out there.
Yo, we come right back. We're gonna talk about epilepsy. It's in the building. Then we're gonna talk about some love, sex, and relationship, right?
Yeah.
And
All
don't
right.
forget about what's hot in politics.
Hot in politics.
Stormy.
Okay, we come back. We'll do hot in
Stormy
politics.
Daniels, that's on.
If you gonna talk about Stormy, if it ain't about Stormy, we don't want to hear it. She
No.
knows she's hot.
Thank you.
Anyway, give us a call at 202-656-1BAR. Salute.
Salute.
Your artists be taking my swag. I wonder if I can come take some of yours. When I go get a new Bentley, I just wanna double park it on the curb. We got that key to the city. You niggas ain't heard. You niggas ain't heard. Look, y'all done brought back in some millions. It's time to go Spurs. It's time to go Spurs.
like chow mein, yeah. Ay, bitch, I'm clean, twisted like chow mein, yeah. Twisted like chow mein, twisted like chow mein, yeah. Ay, in her dreams, 2 P's like propane, yeah. Pull up, park that thing, yeah. Might just be your range, yeah. Bitch, I'm clean, twisted like chow mein, yeah. Twisted like chow mein, yeah. Twisted like chow mein, yeah. Ay, in her dreams, 2 P's like propane, yeah. Pull up, park that thing, yeah. Might just be your range, yeah. Ay, pull up and she give me them bags, 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 pull up and she give me them bags. I run up a check up so fast, these niggas behind me they last, lame nigga hella mad, cause he hoe just brought me them bags. Fuck up, I run up so fast, new racks, I'm popping them tags. Pull up, she give me them bags, pull up, she give me them bags. Bitch, I'm clean, Tuesday like chow mein, Tuesday like chow mein, Tuesday like chow mein. In her dreams, 2 P's like propane, pull up, park that thing, it might just be a range. Bitch, I'm clean, Tuesday like chow mein, Tuesday like chow mein, Tuesday like chow mein. In her dreams, 2 P's like propane, pull up, park that thing, it might just be a range.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Open Bar Radio, WLVS, Open Bar Tuesdays, and I'm in the lounge this evening now with Miss Alicia. Alicia, say your last name. Alicia. Say this.
Alicia.
Last name too. Miss Alicia Smith, welcome to the Open Bar Lounge. And this is also a noble topic we're talking about too, epilepsy. And so I want to know, what is the 1 or 2 things that most people just don't realize or know about epilepsy? That they kind of just like it's out of the awareness.
So I like to say is when people say you don't look sick, well, you don't look stupid.
This is a good one. That's a good one.
I mean,
so people think epilepsy tends. They look for a sign or some way to be able to tell, right?
Yeah.
But there's no way to tell, right?
No.
That was powerful because I didn't even realize that. You know they're epileptic. People who deal with it do deal with it, but you don't realize that there's no way to know, right?
Nope.
So how does a person even realize that they are epileptic? Is it just when you actually having a episode or so?
Well, I was
Or can
having
they
these
detect
things. Yeah, I was having them, and mine came out. I was in an MRI. I was asleep, and they seen something abnormal. So we did tests. I was hospitalized multiple times, and that's when he was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to put you on medicine for it. Then I was having what they call psychos, which you just have them for no reason. And then I had other tests done, and then he said that I did have them.
You did?
And then he just kept me on the medicine for it.
Epilepsy. Okay, so now for children and young people who are dealing with epilepsy, is there a medication that actually curves it, or does it just slow it down? Is it a cure for it?
No, it's no cure for it. You're going to have it for the rest of your life.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people do smoke marijuana, CBD,
and they find some
relief in it.
Relief from that?
Yeah, I find a lot of relief.
I heard celebration for the weed.
Shout out to District Dabbers. Mama, you know I don't smoke.
I mean, the grade of weed they got now, I mean, I guess it could help you do something, I imagine.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well, okay. And we've heard this. And all right,
How do you know about the grade of weed, Pastor?
I'm saying because they got Reggie.
What you know about that bush?
they got Reggie and they got Loud.
Pastor.
Pastor said, you know they got Reggie. You know they got a Loud.
If you come serve me, don't bring me no Reggie, man.
That's a huge misnomer.
I agree, because Reggie ain't gonna do nothing.
He ain't worried about that though.
I want some impact. Now, okay, so Lisa, tell me this. So when did you first realize that you had epilepsy? So how many years
I
has
got
it?
diagnosed in September
This year.
this year.
That was the official diagnosis.
Last year.
Well, last year. Well, yeah, last year.
Okay,
yes.
okay. September last year, you got officially diagnosed. So hasn't been a long time. So, what have you found to be the best resources? Like, is there a really good doctor out there, or is it is there certain areas that are specialized? Like, like Cleveland Clinic is known for their the heart stuff they do on hearts or brain surgery, so forth. Certain people are specialists. Is there any particular doctor or group that is really specializing in doing the
Yes,
cutting edge research?
I go to a brain doctor. So I go to a doctor that specializes in that type of medicine, which luckily I was already seeing him for migraines, and so it worked out great.
Is
for
he
me.
known? Is he known as one of the best
Yep.
top-rated doctors for dealing with that issue?
Yeah, I kind of tend to see, when I go to a doctor, I kind of see who's the best in PG County or who's the best in DC.
Okay. And where's your
with
doctor
that good
at?
old insurance. So I found one.
Where's your doctor at?
He's in Greenbelt. He was highly recommended through multiple doctors. And so once I did my research, I decided to go to him.
Would you mind sharing his name?
His name is Dr. Kadelko.
Dr. Kadelko in
Kenneth Kadelko.
He's in Greenbelt, Maryland.
Greenbelt, Maryland.
Okay, that's just good to know. So that anybody who might be dealing with epilepsy or may know someone who's dealing with it, they can always kind of reach out to him.
Now, and if you got children, I would prefer y'all to take them to Dr. Jafar at Children's Hospital. That's where I took my daughter for something else, but he's head neurologist.
There and really good.
Yeah, he's really good. But if you are adult, I would definitely highly recommend him.
Dr. Kadoko.
Yeah.
I wonder how you spell his name. Anybody want to
And
try?
don't ask me. I probably got it in my purse, but don't ask me. He's really good. I think my doctor is a little ADD.
I got you, Pastor Siri. How do you spell?
No. All right. So Alicia, thank you for coming and sharing that.
There's an event. There's an event. That
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm doing the epilepsy walk April 14th, and I would like all of you to come. I'm going to actually share it so it can be on your page.
Okay.
It is a cost. It was $40, but I think the costs go up after a certain date. I haven't rechecked on it, and I'm trying to raise $1,000, but everything that you donate go directly to the cause.
The research and so forth.
Yeah, because I have a website, and my team is called Coco Cadets. It's Koko Cadets with the K after my service dog. She died, so I
Okay.
kind of named it after her.
Okay,
So-
very, very nice. April 14th is a Saturday.
So yeah, they can go to your webpage, and get the information.
Okay, so you're gonna share. I'm gonna share it on my page. You're gonna put it on Open Bars page. It's gonna be a walk. So is it gonna be local? It's going down local? Here?
Yeah, it's gonna be in DC.
It's gonna be in DC. What time is it starting? You know,
9
the
in
actual
the
start
morning.
time.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
like
so
9 in the
we'll
morning.
post that online. The actual start time. But she's looking to raise $1,000. That's not a big goal. I mean, that's a good reachable goal, like attainable goal. So anybody who wants to donate,
Y'all can just donate. They don't have to walk, but I do prefer for everybody to try to get out there and
they
walk.
could come out and give a little bit.
How
of support.
long is the walk? Because you guys doing the triathlon.
Yeah, we got
No.
walk.
Well,
I'm gonna start with the walk.
Okay.
The
I'm starting with the
isn't
walk
far.
first.
It's like it's just like
Then-
a 2K walk. It's not far at all,
How
and it's
many
a walk
miles?
you can run.
Okay, I'm gonna start with the walk first, and then come to the triathlon.
I'm gonna start with the walk. You ain't gonna
I mean, ain't it important to be honest about where you at?
You gotta start somewhere. At least you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta walk. before you run.
Absolutely.
You gotta start somewhere.
Pastor,
So
you gotta
everybody,
know your ministry. I know that's right.
Like I said, if you can't walk, because I do have friends that have other disabilities, they
crawl.
can't walk.
Somebody
You
said
can
crawl.
virtually walk. You still go on my page. You pay to virtually walk, so you'll watch on. It's on my Facebook page. You can sign up to virtually walk, and they'll have like a person with a camera on them, and they'll be walking.
So when we sign up or through the link that's on your page, right, that will register up under you, right?
Yeah, it'll register up
And
under
we
me.
can donate
if it say
there, right?
Coco, you can't see the picture for some reason, but it'll say Coco Cadets, Koko Cadets with the K.
Absolutely. And so everybody who's listening, listen, y'all need to find Alicia's page, find my page, because I'm gonna get the link.
It's easy. My page is my name.
Alicia, what?
Private. So
Can you spell your name? please?
ALYCIA.
But it's
Smith,
private
but it's
anyway, so
private.
put it on my
Put it on
page.
y'all guys' page.
Yeah, so we can put it out there. But that's like 100 people giving $10, right? That's a really attainable
We
goal.
got you, boo. We got
so
you.
we all gonna definitely get on there and put at least $25,
I
dollars or
prefer
so
for you guys to walk though.
to walk too.
Yes.
Yes,
To
Pat.
walk.
You want $100 and
I
walk?
want-
You can walk.
I want everybody to walk. I mean, I want to exceed my goal. I did a small goal because I didn't know who could walk, but it's always good to
No,
exceed your
absolutely.
goal.
No, that's
And
good.
next year, I would love to do a bigger goal, but also
You will.
I got something coming up in September, so I'm gonna ask you guys to do that again.
Wow.
So
That's awesome.
And shout
At
out
least
to the,
thank you.
Shout out to the Perry family. They actually lost their daughter. She was 23 and she died
Wow.
of epilepsy as well last year.
So,
And
yeah.
so they're going to be a part of this particular walk.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's a member of Phi Beta
um,
Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. It's
Well,
very
I
important.
my
wanna
girlfriend lost. It was like her stepdaughter. So basically, her granddaughter was 2. Then she just lost her on my birthday, actually, last year. So we're definitely walking for her. She had epilepsy.
Oh wow.
So it's a lot to it.
We
It
represent
means a
everybody
lot.
to it.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's epilepsy. I can't think of anybody that I've known that has actually had it. I know Alicia, right? But so it tells me a lot of people probably have it or are dealing with it and don't always talk about it or share it
Yeah.
and so forth and whatnot. So now that it's in my consciousness, I'm gonna try to be more aware and just keep my
But thank
eyes
you
and
for
ears
your
open.
courage.
Yeah,
Wow.
people
Thank
we
you.
don't
Thank you
you
for
don't
sharing.
talk about it, but now I want to talk about it because of the fact that you want to get the awareness out there.
Yeah, that it exists and people do deal with it.
Every day.
Absolutely.
You never know when you're gonna have one.
Thank you for coming to the show.
Shout out.
You ain't baked us no
Salute.
sweets lately, so you need to
I
bring
know, I
some
owe
sugar
you
sweets. I had a
guys.
birthday and all that stuff. So
I know.
thank you for coming to the show. Give Elisa a hand, y'all. Thank you.
Powerful.
Awesome.
Can I get your medical card?
I
He
could
want
just
your
bring you
miracle
some. I got
medical
some in my
marijuana card.
purse. Like,
I was just joking. Yo, what we got going on in politics? Sheree?
Everything is going on in politics.
Stormy Daniels.
I wanted to go back to earlier. We talked about the March for Our Lives. And one of the things that I really wanted to point out is that there needs to be a focus on restorative justice. Right now, there are young people who have sentences that were imprisoned for the exact same actions, for the exact same freedom to protest, freedom of speech. And so we want to talk about those young people actually having their records reversed, which I did not hear any of those comments. And there are still actually young people that are incarcerated from marches and exercising similar right to protest.
For leaving school
For marching. I believe there are young people from Freddie Gray's protest that are still currently incarcerated for these kinds of things. And so really
Jesus,
the
I
young
didn't know that.
people
Did you guys know
earlier,
that?
and that's something that we're not bringing to light. It's not enough attention paid to those kinds of issues. And so, like I said, restorative justice, and again, reparations. And I will continue to say that we need to push for reparations. And I would like to see from these kinds of marches us giving a total count of how many voters are registered. I mean, it's great that we're talking about and the young lady hit it on the head. We'll be voting in just 7 short years. But how many people of the 1 million people that showed up, how can we quantify to say we have now 100,000 new voters? That is a powerful message going into the primary election.
At 16?
That's the message that we want to send to Congress. That's the message we want to send to the Senate, is that we just registered 10,000 new voters. Those are the kinds of conversations that we need to be having.
I think because the march happened quickly that people were not geared up, but I think that's a great idea as we look forward, because I know that many of the Divine Nine do voter registration. Some, I know NAACP.
Well, I do know there were organizations out there. I will say Moms for Action, a colleague of mine works for that program, Moms for Justice, then they went out there with their voter registration. But my point was that it wasn't a highlighted point of the conversation. Right. We were talking about future voters, and which is also very powerful because the young people that we're representing were not current voters, right? But so what's going to happen in June is going to make a difference. What's going to happen in the primary is what's going to make a difference. And so we can't forget about that. And speaking of which, one of the reasons why we've stepped up and we've declared our candidacy for at-large for the Democratic State Committee. So I will be, once June's election, June 19th, you may be looking at the next state committee woman for the Democratic Party for Washington, D.C.
All right.
So we're working on that right now, working on building our team. You guys are all welcome to be a part of that. We're working on finalizing.
Sorry. Got you.
I love Ron. I'm keeping him with me at all times.
Right.
But realistically, to talk about some of the, you guys mentioned how each of you and you're dealing with your daughters, dealing with the death of your family, how it was people that were in position of power that were able to support your message. They were able to support what you were trying to achieve. And we need more people of position and power. That's another thing we weren't talking about at the march, is that once we get to the polls, who's going to be there?
Wow. Well, the one thing that the McAllisters are doing is we're vetting people. We're not interested in people just trying to take a picture with the McAllister family and for a soundbite. We want people who are committed, because we're not going to live forever, and we still need our communities to be safe. So our issue is gun violence, but specifically it's gun violence, but it really is about what the other family was talking about earlier too, about giving kids some hope, because that's really what's going to change. Because if kids have hope, it doesn't matter how many guns are out here, because they know that that's not going to that's not going to help their future, right? It does more harm. So we are interested in supporting politicians who are about making the community better, not sound bites, not kissing babies, and also not just lining their pockets and moving so they can move to the next level. That's
and one of the reasons, to your very point, one of the things that we created were the district influencers, and it was about developing and sustaining political power. Most of us aren't trained. I wasn't trained to be a politician, and that's a part of the conversation that we don't have right now in our communities.
Are you in DC?
I'm in Washington, D.C., yes.
I have a connection for you about
wonderful.
Training for running for office.
Well, that's what I'm looking forward to it. But that's something that we also saw kind of a shortage in, or at least if they were there, it's not necessarily as out there as we would like. But wanted to really start developing and training leaders to take political office so that when people got to the polls, they had quality representation to vote for. And so we're developing training and working on those things right now in D.C. And District Influencers is moving to a national movement, right? Just combining influential people in our respective districts to push our political agenda.
Wow. That's wonderful.
I do have some dates that I want you to look out for. 444-4418. Okay, not Jay-Z, but 4418.
I got my tickets, by the way.
4418 is very, very significant. It is the 50th anniversary of the assassination of Dr. King. Okay, and we will be commemorating his legacy by going live at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that means that if you're anywhere in the world, anywhere in the country, you literally can go live on your social media for a 1 minute moment of silence.
Wow.
In honor of Dr. King's legacy. But our event is going to take place in my district in Congress Heights, and we're going to have live performances, entertainment. It's a free outdoor event. It's going to happen in the community. You guys are all welcome. For those who are able to attend, and for those who aren't, you can still go live with us. 605 hashtag 4040418. There is a website for those that want to get involved. For those that do want to make a contribution, you can also do that. And I'll post that on my social media as well. And so we have some exciting things coming up. We're also doing a pop-up prom event at my Ballou. I graduated from Ballou Senior High School. So we're going to do a pop-up prom event. So we're bringing prom attire to the school.
Nice.
For the students. So that's going to be exciting.
This show is all about the kids today. I love it.
I mean, because the whole youth march was supposed to be about the
420.
Kids. No, I will not be. I will go to 422. 422 Miss Black America Gala is happening. I will be supporting my good girlfriend, Simply Leah LJM, who is working to become the next Miss Black America.
Wow, that's my baby's dream too. My daughter, by the way.
Well, let's get her there and get her trained up.
Not the big precious, but the pretty precious. That's
Little
magic. My baby ain't got no talent though.
And also, don't forget too, we do want you guys to come and bring your ideas to the think tank. The think tank is so important because we have these types of real roundtable conversations.
What day is the think tank?
It's this Friday at 6 p.m. at the WeWork in Virginia. But I'll also send
it
to
that
you.
the one
I'll
in
post
Arlington?
Arlington, yeah, right there at Crystal
City.
City. It's like We Work, We Live combination.
I think it's 2021
boom.
Jefferson Davis Highway.
He hangs up. Do you live there?
No, they actually do have a place if you need somewhere to stay.
It's called We Work.
They have
and We Live. We Live is in the same place.
So you can live there as well. If you need one night, a week, a month, a year, you can stay there.
That's what's up.
And work at the same time.
But very
Right.
important, remember
Right.
the primary election. I cannot emphasize that enough. I feel like we wanted these marches and these platforms, we need to reiterate, re-emphasize going and marching to the polls. None of what happened on Saturday matters if we don't show up on June 19th. As a matter of fact, you can look online at your registry because the voter dates change based on where you're located in the country or where you're watching from. But the important thing to do is show up to the polls, research the candidates in your respective district, in your area that's going to be on the ballot, because it's not just about presidential elections. So our election is the primary June 19th. Vote Crawford at large.
What I think what people don't understand about the local elections is they have more impact on your everyday
life
than the national offices.
Amen.
And so we do need to be more involved. And traditionally African Americans have not done well at the polls, and because we don't do the research and we don't hold politicians accountable. You get them in the office and we don't hold them accountable.
Right.
But I'm the one.
But you know what? But politicians, politics itself is so crafty. It's like it's always posturing. It's kind of, what I'm saying. What I mean by that is how they talk about all of this big hoopla we had about whether we're going to allow casinos to come into Maryland, and we did all of this work, right? And then once it happens, and once it gets on the ballot, the language is so skewed. People don't know what you're voting for. The average person, just the 12th grade in high school, they don't want to work that hard to try to figure out what's the right thing, what's true and what's not. So I'm just saying politics has a way of posturing.
But that's why we need people to help us with interpretation too. That's so important, because even when we look at the marijuana laws, we were talking about that earlier, right? Marijuana possession is what they're trying to legalize and financially control, but the consumption of it is still illegal. So you can be in possession of whatever the quantity is. I forget the exact number that they're legalizing.
Minimum up to 2 ounces.
But the consumption of it.
You said, but your statement was again the
possession versus consumption. Back to why interpretation of laws is extremely.
Well, this is what I mean.
Absolutely.
This is what I mean. Which is also.
Well, what I was going to say is that with the casinos, they were supposed to give that money to education.
Yeah, absolutely.
But did we hold them accountable in Prince George's County? Because
this is what I mean.
We still have to
Did you
give
look
our
at the
children
community benefits agreement? Because I just left a form today. There is a Bozzuto construction major development happening in our community, and I said to our elected officials, I said to our government, because they're supposed to be holding new development accountable, what was the community benefits agreement? Where's the contract? Start asking for the contracts, start asking for the benefits agreements, and then the conversation is going to change, because then you'll know what we're holding them accountable to. And if there is no benefits agreement, shame on them. There's absolutely a demand from the community that needs to happen and says, especially while it's in production, that we are demanding that you provide the community with X, Y, and Z benefit.
Exactly.
So I'm looking at the new DC mayor. What do y'all say, y'all?
No.
I'm looking at.
We have a long way to go.
We had a great show today. Don't y'all agree?
Y'all carried me so much. It's okay.
You got something else to say?
We didn't get to do Pastor segment because somebody.
It's okay now.
Somebody want to talk about hot topics.
Just the fourth week in a row.
Stormy Daniels.
Yeah, just the fourth week in a row.
Oh, he told us we got how much more time we got?
No,
We ain't got no more
listen,
time.
no, just as an honorable mention, though, real quick.
ahead.
So
Your book.
since we talked about the
We
young
know
people-
you wrote a book. Damn. It's like, no, I'm just playing.
It's a great book too, guys. I've read it. You definitely want to get that.
No, go ahead, Pastor. I'm sorry.
Okay, just as an honorable mention, here's what I would have talked about. We would have talked about getting over the fear of failing in relationships.
I like
right?
that.
Getting over the fear of failing in relationships, because I think that's how you actually learn.
Right.
But people are so terrified of it that they actually they kind of lie. They're disingenuous. They posture to cover themselves. They guard it, right? But cancel that. Another show. Fourth week in a row, my segment. That's all good.
That's not true.
It's fine.
You have 3 segments.
I'm
on
great.
The show.
You should have your
You
own
know what
show
you do,
anyway.
Pastor? You
my
do
own
have
show.
all the favorite sections. You have all the important ones.
See,
He can have
you
it.
know
Don't
what?
put that in his head.
Tyrese
No,
didn't spoke
he
the
actually-
truth.
He actually
He moonlights a lot. He's sitting here
moonlights a lot.
crying.
He likes
Listen,
to go up to
listen.
DeMarco Soline show.
Here's an honorable mention, though, just along the lines of what we've been talking about tonight that is with relationships. The young man at the high school in right here in Maryland, who went in to kill the young lady who he had a relationship with, and so I think
she broke up with him or something.
I guess they broke up on some level, but I think it's something for us to think about in having conversations about not just sex and not just you know, this kind of moves you away from being angry about how old a person is that your child is dating, and get into the fact of your child being prepared to be social with other people. Like if it doesn't work out, that can't be the end of the world for you, you know. Because he could have easily killed himself, and that would have been an equal tragedy. Exactly. In going in and shooting a young lady inside the high school. So,
well, that's why I always say everything starts at home. You got to show your kids love and show that that's not the only person they can love. Like I know, my daughter knows that she don't just need no man. She got her daddy. You know, I'm just saying, you just got to show love.
She don't need no man.
She don't need no man. Her daddy take care of her. She need love.
Daddy.
She need love.
Trump stuff.
That's that Trump stuff.
Yes.
Or is that tequila?
You know what? I think that, and it goes back to what you guys were saying earlier about mental toughness. Like our children really are just weak. Like everybody makes the team, right? So there's no reason to try harder. No, we not. You're not gonna fail. Yeah, you gonna fail.
You're gonna fail. Exactly.
Wow. You pick yourself up and do better. So we do need programs that build mental toughness for our kids. I remember Ayana had come home in 8th grade and said she was being bullied because somebody talked bad about her. And I was like, well, no, you're not being bullied. We're not going to own that. You're not a victim.
Right.
He's talking about you. He shouldn't talk about you. These are some things you can say. Don't let no adults hear you. However, however, this is not bully. This is just somebody not being nice. But don't.
And it's a part of life. Don't internalize it and
it's so quick to take on the victim role, and I think that's important. We allow our kids, you know. Sometimes you're gonna get disappointed. That's life.
And if you don't show them that back door, that sometimes you fail or you get bust in the face or you get slammed and it doesn't work, and that you can recover from it. When they don't have an option, you turn to suicide, murder, and all that stuff like that. That's how.
So that's gonna be. We're gonna have that. And you gotta really talk about that
because
next show.
A young person shouldn't be thinking about ending their life or killing somebody else because
their parents took their phone,
right?
Or their parents.
Tyrese,
and that's where that mental toughness come in that we were talking about with Strive to Try.
Y'all definitely have to come back. Y'all can't be everybody have to come back all the time.
No,
you guys, I enjoyed you all.
About, like even when we talk about school safety and kids,
right? We run out of time. I'm trying. I was trying to be nice.
Quick.
She have a real quick event.
Hurry up. Just to talk about athletics, I want to give a shout out to our newest mixed gender basketball team, the Washington Fusions. They are the first team to promote gender equality with both men and women playing on the same court. Super dope for the team, right? Shout out to the Green Scheme, the Broccoli City Project that are doing the Run Club.
What's
a
up,
lot
Broccoli?
of fun. The Broccoli City Project is happening in April also, but the Run Club is going to be exciting. So you guys make sure you go to their websites and check that out. And peace and love to everybody out there that's making strides.
I'm gonna need everybody to put your glasses in the air. We had a wonderful show.
Before we get off air,
hold on. Our engineer is gonna eat the. He gonna drink the scorpion. He's gonna eat it live on air. Get in the camera.
No.
And then we're gonna salute out.
Salute.
They said when you drink that you're.
We have the best engineer.
I just want to say that I feel like an idiot for doing this after hearing all of your stories. So
No,
I deeply
this is the
respect
way
all
out,
of you.
but
The guy said if you eat the scorpion, it's like taking 3 shots.
You got to be careful with the scorpions.
He said it's like taking 3 shots.
Oh, no, it's a real scorpion.
Yeah, it's a real scorpion.
No, guys, this is a real scorpion.
Hold on.
Guys, that's a real scorpion. Is it alive? Well, I can't see. Wait, hold on.
It's drunk. What do you think? It's
Let
drunk
me
on
see that.
love.
Bring it over here.
Oh my God. You really gonna
Bring
eat
it
that?
over here.
So everybody, let's give them an open bar. Like go, 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 go.
Oh my God! Did you? He just ate a whole scorpion.
Oh my God.
Oh my God! Oh my! Is that gonna? What is that gonna do to you? Where's the doctor in the house?
No, it's like three shots.
What did it taste
so
like,
is he
Jacob?
gonna ride his bike home?
What did it taste
He
like?
was already drunk, so he don't know what it tastes like.
So is there a doctor that can
It
tell
doesn't
me
taste great?
what are the health benefits
Hey,
or disadvantages of eating scorpions?
Salud.
I just want to say how much
Huh?
I feel like less than a man.
Yeah.
A scorpion? Where did we find a scorpion? What?
Jacob's like a real.
Salud. Salud.
Salute.
Hey,